Hello and welcome to Different Blokes. We are back again. Mick, why are you dressed as a lady?
This is my. You were going to ask me about medieval sort of thing, so you thought he'd dress up like that
What's with the accent?
because that's sort of medieval voice as well. You see.
Okay, right. Well, we'll quickly whiz on with it. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to grill Mick's knowledge of some of the traditional myths and legends of
Before we
the
start,
UK.
he hasn't told me who he's going to ask, so really has put me on the point
yeah.
here on testing my history.
I am.
Okay, so
Right, so, first of all, what are you wearing?
this is a rough shirt. So nowadays wear it's sort of like last century. Now they wear it for goths and things like that. Wear these sort of things, and this is mine. So it was either that or a medieval shirt. Get on with the words. Right, what would you like to ask me, Matthew? Come on, Matt.
King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. What do you know, Mick?
King
Go
Arthur.
straight in. The
Right.
most traditional of the British, isn't it, really?
King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table. Right, I'll base on what I can say is that nothing was really known about King Arthur in the Round Table until it was wrote about in the 12th century. However, people who think he was there or around with the local myths are North Wales has Dinas Bran near Llangollen, above Llangollen. That is supposed to be they think that that's where King Arthur was. In Welsh, his name was the Bear, Arthur the Bear. So they had a claim to him. Tintagel in Cornwall also has a claim to him through Tintagel Castle. They know that the Romans were trading there after the Romans left Great Britain as well. So there is proof that at the right time it was lived in that castle. You also have Northumberland and North Yorkshire also have a claim with the Battle of Camlan, which was Arthur's last battle. So there again, we know that when the Romans left, there was still like cavalry-mounted warriors running around that were left from the Roman period up on Hadrian's Wall and places like that. So that's all. And then you also have Diva, which is Chester, it's just known now, which was called Diva, the home of the legions. So we know that was still in use after the Romans left, and it was still had a military presence there.
Right, okay.
So all four of those, six of those now could claim.
So obviously, as legend has it, he was having relations with Guinevere. Is that like
no? Guinevere was a late addition to it.
So where's that come from then? That
so you have people writing
fiction.
I'm not going to say fiction because we don't know. There was a lot of people around there. There are certain characters that are true, that are in English history, that are associated with Arthur, that are written known characters.
Okay.
In North Wales, you've got... Oh, God, what was his name? Vortigern, King Vortigern.
Right.
He built a tower in North Wales in Snowdonia. That is fact.
Yeah.
Still there today. So... he is associated as one of the enemies of Arthur.
Okay.
So real characters are written into the story. So there may well have been an Arthur. There definitely would have been a warlord that was on mounted cavalry.
Was he King Arthur?
We had so many kings in this country of small principalities. I think it was 13 princes of Gwynedd, of Wales and... Sorry, of Wales. I think there's 13 princes at one point. Only one of them ever claimed to be king, and that was Hywel Dda. So, because he found a coin saying the king.
Okay.
But we've never found anything saying King Arthur on the coinage. That's what you normally go off.
Mm-hmm.
But they did found the Jewel of Arthur.
Right.
And in Tintern Abbey, I think it was Tintern Abbey, they found supposedly where he was laid to rest.
Okay, fair enough.
And then there's a bit of a mystery on it vanished. Certain stones vanished and everything. So, yeah.
Always away. Right, St. George and the Dragon.
St. George and the Dragon, nothing to do with we do use him.
Do you mean our patron saint?
He's Turkish, yes.
Yes, he is.
He is Turkish, yes. So that's where that comes from. Traditionally, it's based on a Turkish chap. So I don't know the full story about it, but I can tell you that bit. So move on to another one.
Robin Hood and his merry men.
Right, Robin Hood. Robin Hood is absolutely 100% true.
Okay.
Coming from Sherwood. But the reason I say that is not for the normal reasons. Anybody who was outside of the law would be an outlaw. Nice and easy explanation there. If you're in the hood, it was another word for an outlaw. So you would have had a guy called Robin. So you would have had quite a few Robin Hoods.
Okay.
But most of them, not all of them, but quite a bit of the story is actually based around a real character called Adam Bell. He's from Derbyshire and Yorkshire, and he was a written down, proved 100% outlaw of nearly the same period.
Okay, so Maid Marian.
She's a maid called Marian. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Little John. Do we know?
Little John. Little John's buried in Budby, I think it is. I think it's Budby it's called. There's a grave there with a fellow called Little John. There's also somebody in, I think it's Haversige.
Okay.
Or something like that. There's also called Little John. So that again would have been probably a true character. Whether he knocked around with Robin Hood, I don't know.
Friar Tuck.
Friar Tuck, again, a lot of these are very, very typical of the period of that area, where a friar is every village had a friar, so the chances of somebody called Tuck, it's quite a common name.
Did Robin Hood really help Prince John overthrow King Richard?
Well, the story says that he went on crusade with King Richard. That's what it actually based around. So, from that side, King Richard, did he go on crusade? Yes, he did. Was he successful on crusade? Yes, he was. He came back and he was captured, going through what we call Germany now. There's another famous guy who shows it. Troubadour went and found him, but they're just supposed to be in the same. It's supposed to add context, so in the same period.
Okay, fair enough. So, well, I'll move on then. The Loch Ness Monster.
I've been to Loch Ness. I've not seen a monster. So,
I've not seen the picture. The 1930s,
okay.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, from the doctor. Yes, that picture's completely debunked a long time ago. The latest picture they had was like a paddle shape. I think that was in the 80s, 90s.
Are you not a member of the Nessie Hunters? And
I'd like to think. The facts behind it are this: they did a survey of the loch a long time ago and said no, it cannot exist. There isn't enough fish in the loch to support what they thought was a plesiosaur, which is a dinosaur that's lived on it. It's got the depth, the loch to survive and everything like that, but they didn't think there was enough fish in it. However, they actually, on a later survey, changed their mind and said there is enough fish to sustain a small, like a family-size group of plesiosaurs. So I'd like to say, yes, there is one.
Right, okay.
There's a mystery there because they have done radar and sonar and found large objects in the lake, which they haven't explained. So the jury's out on that one. So I'm not gonna say definitely there isn't one. I'm going to say I'd like to think there is one.
I'm going to say until I see it, I don't believe it.
So, okay.
The Giant's Causeway. What do you know?
The Giant's Causeway in Ireland, I think it's Galway, it's called the Giant's Causeway because it's actually big slabs of stone coming up. It's actually a naturally occurring event that goes out into the sea. It's not. It just looks like giants have made it. That's all. But fantastic place to look at.
Well, the legend goes that there were two giants that were fighting, wasn't there?
Right. The giant legends with the Giant's Causeway. Lots of giant stories with Ireland and North Wales associated with each other. The main one between the two is Bran and Branwen. That's in the Mabinogion, the book of the Mabinogion. And that tells the story of how Bran took one step from Harlech and his other foot landed in Ireland to go and get his sister back when his sister was being abused by the other giant. And then he got his sister back by that. And if you go to Harlech Castle in North Wales, you will, right next to the castle, you will see the stone that Bran is supposed to have stepped off from to actually step across the Irish Sea.
That's one big giant then.
That's one big giant.
That's one big giant. Right. Well, that was my grilling anyway. You did okay there, Mick.
So so there's quite a few. If I'm wrong, please tell me.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below.
It's a very, very quick analogy of all different things.
Please let me know that Mick's wrong, and please put it in the comments below.
I'm sure they will.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.